The net has been hailed as a boon to humanity, the greatest tool for intercultural understanding the world has ever known. In some ways, this is true. However, the potential for the net as a route to universal harmony has been overshadowed by its unmatched power to cater to special interest groups, serve the powers of big business, and make information the ultimate weapon. One of the creepier manifestations of this aspect of the net is the ability to track people through their electronic identity. This idea represents all the information collected on a person and stored in various databases throughout the net. The information which makes up a person's electronic identity, or skeleton, as it is called on the streets of Night City, starts and ends with a person's SIN, a state identification number. A person's SIN is tied to the governmental files of their state of residence and includes all personal identification and classification data, such as their criminal record, known aliases, qualifications, occupation, height, weight, eye color, retina pattern, and fingerprints. A person's SIN is sometimes used for state taxation purposes, and without a SIN, a person cannot register to vote, get a passport or driver's license, apply for a legal job, or even rent decent living quarters. The SIN is also a necessary key to tracking down and accessing other parts of a person's skeleton, such as military service records, corporate files like career histories and psychological evaluations, medical records, and particularly the person's credit history, including records of all purchases, accounting, and expenditures. This data, when collected into one block of information, can create a remarkably thorough and accurate profile of the person. A skeleton exists in the net almost like a data-only clone of a real person, living its life exclusively in bank databases and government computers. Knowing that this entity could be interrogated or even kidnapped by a powerful criminal organization, corporation, or government can very easily make a person nervous. When a Edgerunner gets nervous enough, they will want to start tampering with their skeleton and SIN. When the desire or the necessity arises, these Edgerunners seek out fixers known as shoemakers to perform their SIN surgery. Sometimes they want to be zeroed, having their SIN and all information pertinent to their skeletons completely purged from the net. Once this is done, you will no longer be part of the system and join the ranks of the disenfranchised. You do not officially exist and therefore have no rights. If the officials find out that you paid to be zeroed, they are likely to try to track you down, catalogue you, and give you a heavy fine, prison term, or mess with your brain in some god-awful way. You cannot have a bank account, a legal job, a driver's license, or anything else which involves official confirmation. However, the advantage is that there are no records of you in any paper or computer files anywhere. The system doesn't know about you. Because of this, you are immune to most corporate and government surveillance or harassment. You become invisible to bureaucracies and the system as a whole. If someone tries to dig up information on you, they will find nothing at all and will probably get confused. In Night City, there are those who operate without one. Some simply exclude themselves. Some are left out for other reasons. These people are the truly disenfranchised. They exist only in the streets. They cannot make large purchases, nor do they have civil rights. During the period of martial law, if captured committing a crime, they were treated as prisoners of war. Now they are usually summarily tried and punished. The philosophy is, why waste valuable monies on a non-person, even to lock them up and give them a fair trial? Nomads also often do not have a SIN. Altering a person's electronic identity takes a lot of work. You need to access a tremendous number of data fortresses, go through their files to find all material pertaining to your client, change data in ways no one will notice, and create new documentation, chops, and SIN cards. Shoemakers are the only people specialized enough to make all the right moves. The CIA still attempts to correlate and track data on the national scale, but this system is flawed. The primary means of identification is retinal scanning. DNA can also be used, but is time intensive. Most of the Night City populace believed that retinal scans are infallible. To some extent, that was true until 2017. The new industry of nanotechnology developed a mask, a layer of cells that could be etched or allowed to grow naturally. These cells could completely conceal or duplicate the person's retinal pattern. Various types of the biotech could also create minor changes in the DNA itself. It's not entirely clear whether V had a SIM from the gameplay demo. She had a record ID, but it is currently unknown what that involves. One must also recall the events of the Fourth Corporate War, where Rash Botmos managed to destroy most online records with the data crash virus. Ergo, the SIN system may be obsolete in Cyberpunk 2077.